Hello, fellow compatriots. This is your host, Tripson here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the LEGO Technic Star Wars Jango Fett set number 8011. This is like the first time I do some of these types of videos where I actually review an actual set. Now, before we get into the main figure, and before we even talk about how big this figure is, let's take a look at the instruction manual here, as you can clearly see. There we go. So here's the instruction manual. Set number over here, ages 9 and up, like a Star Wars, and I got the name on the bottom right here. Nice background art, and on the back side you get some promotional material. See Yoda on a computer, on one of those old tube computers. And you can find more information about it over at www.lego.com/Star Wars. It might still work, I don't know. Or you can go to starwars.com. Who knows? Maybe that domain still exists. But if you open the front here, instructions, pretty straightforward. This has got some nice background art of the different constellations and so forth within Star Wars. You know, the instructions are pretty straightforward. Big bold lettering for each of the part numbers. And then if we go all the way to the back, got the main figure. All finalized, complete. You got some sets that would have came out around that time. Set number 7153 and 7143 from LEGO Star Wars Attack of the Clones. And over to the right here, you can see some dropship vehicles that the clones would use in that episode. It is a nice set. I still have yet to get my hands on that, and the beauty itself. Set number 8012, the Super Battle Droid. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. You know what? If you guys support me enough, maybe I will get my hands on that, and you get another look at set number 8011, looking very dynamic. And at 7153, the same set that we saw earlier, and we get a good look at Darth Vader. It's set number 8010 with the translucent red elements and Yoda. Oh man, Yoda, what happened to you? He has been brickified. And honestly, it's... oh man. And that's about it for the instructions. Now, taking a closer look at Jango Fett, he stands from feet to head to toe, from top of antenna to his toes, is 13 5/8 of an inch tall. Centimeter measurement up to in the corner, and if we were just to measure it to the top of his head, it would only come to 13 1/4 inches tall. Centimeter measurement up in the corner. Alright, let's go straight into articulation and articulation. Very funny. Though there is a ball joint here, it does not articulate on either foot. Knees are axial connections, so you're not going to see any bend there. Hips are prefixed, so you got no movement there. You got some slight of flexing, but that is mostly from all the internal mechanisms at play. You do have a bit of a lean, but that looks like more so for the play feature. You got articulation in the shoulders. So they go ahead, twist around, full 180 degrees. The head can do a full 360 by the looks of it. However, it is blocked and hindered by the jetpack in the back, so you don't get a full range of articulation there. The antenna can go down all the way so that he can go ahead and look at his reader, make sure he gets the proper aim going on. I do not know the full Star Wars lore, so I'm sorry. I mean, I'm a little bit belated on Father's Day, but don't worry, you can just clone yourself a new son. Waist articulation, no twist, no side movement. Arms, no bend in the elbow, that is prefixed. And ball joint at the wrist, you got a full range of articulation there. And the fingers, they do curl in, so he can actually flip people off if you want Jango to flip off Mace Windu, which would have been probably what happened in Attack of the Clones. I don't know. He just lost his head. Then he even got the chance to get the milk. And you may have noticed the thumbs are in the weird position, but that is where the thumbs typically are facing. It kind of looks like they're backwards hands. You can flip them the other way, but that will hinder your ability for the other play feature. On the side of his hips, you got a hoister, which you may have seen in the instructions. You can pull those out, and he can hold his gun with this pin connecting to the base of the hand right there. And you can curl in the fingers a little bit, but they are limited in that regard. And not exactly lined up all too well, but considering like what we're trying to do, I guess it works. I would have just settled for an axial connection and just light it in the top of the hand so it looks more flush. But if you look at the side profile, it looks okay. Front profile, decently well. And while he's aiming, you can rotate so he can do all sorts of dynamic poses. You're probably noticing the color. It is lilac. It is a very rare LEGO color, mostly exclusive to this set and a few Galador sets. It also came in a few minifigs. I know that sounds like a lot, but really it's not a lot of inventory of like diversity in terms of elements and parts. If you're lucky enough to get these parts, you got yourself a gold mine. I guess same goes for the brown tubes. I don't know, brown Technic is pretty well, but the reason why I am talking about this figure is when I got my hands on it, I was curious about the play feature. And I didn't want to look anything online because I wanted to figure out what the play feature is, and throughout the entire instruction manual, it doesn't even mention how to even use the play feature. And on the back side, you got the jetpack here, but you see all this going on. Now, the original, when I originally got this set, it had red rubber bands, which was putting a lot of pressure on this old light gray Technic elements. It had one of the square rubber bands instead, and let me get that focus so you guys can see all the internal workings there. There was a rubber band in here, but I've replaced it with the one that it's supposed to have, in the back there, it's hard to find the square rubber bands, but I was able to go ahead and find one. But it took me a sec to figure out what the play feature was for this figure until I realized that there is a suspicious lever in the back. And ideally, let's put this down for dramatic fit. And you want to put your thumb in the base here, and then your index finger on the top of where this lilac lever is. And you want to push down the lilac lever. And what that does is... Wait. Oh, wait. I thought it worked. What happened? Oh, is his arm in the way? I think his arms are in the way. Wait. Why aren't you firing? I don't want to put too much pressure because it's expecting me to put a lot of pressure on this lilac part. Now, right now, it's fully extended. Do I have to do it quickly? Maybe I had to do it quickly. And it's gone forever. But yeah, so it fires. There was a little bit of delay in there, which was surprising. The missile's gone, but yes, it fires the missile. Let me see if I can actually grab that missile back, if possible. If not, then I'm gonna have to grab a replacement. Alright, I just got the missile back in. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fire it again. It fires pretty far. I'm gonna just keep the figure lean. Let me see if he fires better when I have him on all fours, because when he was on Camino, he was on all fours, so let's try that. Oh, come on, you were on all fours, dude, in Camino. We're fighting Obi-Wan. Fight, man. Does this have to be rotated the other way? There we go. That kind of worked. That kind of worked. But yeah, this is a fun play feature. See, now the joints are loosening up. My recommendation is probably it was a little bit dusty. This model, it was a little bit dusty, so you kind of had to keep the internal mechanism clean. Ideally, you don't want to have it in an environment where it can be like pretty dusty. That would be like the last thing you want to do. So basically, no carpets, that type of sort of thing. Keep it well cleaned if you do have carpeted area, that sort of deal. But yeah, a great model. Price range, how much is this thing worth? Your mileage will vary. I would just keep checking Bricklink and other places like that for availability. eBay is also another good place, or your local, like Lego, Lego thrift shop. That's where I got mine. Only got it for like about 30 bucks. So yeah. But yes, that is Jango Fett's number 8011. If you guys want to see me do more reviews on like classic Lego, please let me know, because this was a fun feature and I liked it, even though like now that I had the camera on, it had difficulty shooting the Mandalorian missile, but hey, it worked. Even if I had to struggle with it. But yeah, 8011, that's your review, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys! Oh, and by the way, be sure to check me on social media. Link in the description down below. Bye!